Every story has a villain. Every villain believes they're the hero. The choices, the consequences, the lines between right and wrong that blur the deeper you go. If you're here for gameplay with a purpose, you're in the right place. Let's get into it. What if the person you hate the most is the hero of someone else's story? Very few games have divided players quite like The Last of Us Part 2. Some called it a masterpiece. Others called it a betrayal. Can revenge ever heal the wounds left behind by loss? And what if your enemy isn't truly your enemy? To understand why this story is so powerful, we have to go back to the first game. Joel Miller lost his daughter Sarah. That loss turned a caring father into a hardened survivor. 20 years later, he met Ellie, a 14-year-old girl immune to the infection. At first, she was just cargo, but as they crossed a broken America together, Joel stopped seeing a mission. He started seeing family. Then came the impossible choice. The Fireflies believed they could build a vaccine by removing the infected part of Ellie's brain, a procedure that would kill her. Without her consent, they prepared the surgery. Joel had minutes to choose between saving humanity or saving the only person who'd given his life meaning again. He chose Ellie, killing lead surgeon. To Joel, they weren't innocent. They were taking his daughter a second time. But perspective changes everything. To Ellie, Joel stole the one chance for her life to matter. To the Fireflies, he destroyed humanity's last hope. And to a young woman named Abby, Joel became the man who murdered her father. That single moment is the foundation of everything that follows. Naughty Dog refuses to paint one side as purely evil. Every character believes they're right. Every act of violence creates another victim. Years pass. Joel and Ellie settle in Jackson, a community rebuilding fragments of normal life. For Joel, these become the happiest years since Sarah's death. But happiness in this world is always fragile. Ellie eventually learns the truth. There was no raid, no other immune survivors. Joel lied. He saved her by killing everyone who tried to operate on her. Their relationship turns distant, yet the night before Joel dies, Ellie tells him she's willing to try repairing what they lost. Neither of them knows it will be their last conversation. The next morning, Abby arrives, finding the man who killed her father. Fate brings them together during a snowstorm. Joel saves a stranger, not realizing it's the person who's been hunting him. When Abby reveals who she is, Joel doesn't beg or deny what happened. His death is brutal. The game wants players to feel exactly what Ellie feels: shock, rage. In that instant, players become Ellie. Every emotion narrows into one goal: find Abby, kill Abby, make her suffer. That's exactly what the game wants you to believe, because the real story hasn't even begun. Many players resist Abby's chapters at first. Why should anyone care about Joel's killer? We see Abby's friendships with Owen, Manny, and Mel, and learn she isn't driven by cruelty. Killing Joel didn't bring her peace. It didn't stop the nightmares. It just left another empty space. Revenge doesn't end pain. Everything shifts when Abby meets two young Seraphites, Yara and Lev. After they save her life, she risks everything to protect them, a choice that mirrors Joel's decision years earlier. Lev becomes the emotional heart of her journey, compassionate and mature beyond his years, forced to flee his own people for refusing to live by their rules. Through him, Abby rediscovers empathy. Joel had Ellie, now Abby has Lev. Both are broken people finding a reason to care again. One striking sequence has Abby crossing Seattle on tire-ling skyscrapers, despite being terrified of heights. It becomes a symbol for her whole arc. Ellie fights with speed and desperation. Abby relies on strength and discipline. Different in method, but reflections of the same grief. By the theater, both women have lost almost everything. Their fight is brutal because there are no heroes left, only survivors. Abby overpowers Ellie, but stops when Lev intervenes. Earlier, she chose revenge. Now she chooses mercy and walks away. For a while, that's the end. Months later, Ellie and Dina are living on a quiet farm with Dina's baby, everything Joel would have wanted for her. Ellie suffers panic attacks and flashbacks of Joel's death. She isn't chasing revenge anymore. She believes killing Abby is the only way to silence the pain. When Tommy brings word of Abby's location, Ellie leaves the family she could have had. She finds Abby captured by the Rattlers, starved, beaten, barely recognizable, caring only about rescuing Lev. She cuts her down. For a moment, the cycle seems ready to end. But Joel's memory surges back, and Ellie forces one last fight. There's no triumphant music here, only two exhausted, broken people who don't know another way to cope. Then, at the final second, Ellie remembers Joel, not his death, but their last conversation in Jackson, where Joel admits he'd make the same choice again, and Ellie admits she'd like to try forgiving him. That memory changes everything. Joel's legacy was never about revenge. It was about love. Ellie understands that honoring him doesn't mean killing Abby. It means refusing to let hatred define the rest of her life. She lets Abby go. Some players found that ending frustrating, but the story was never about whether Abby deserved to die. It was about whether Ellie deserved to keep living as herself. Back at the empty farmhouse, Ellie tries to play Joel's guitar one last time, but the missing fingers she lost in the fight mean the notes won't come. She sets it down and walks away, not forgetting Joel, but finally carrying his memory without letting it control her. The Last of Us Part 2 remains one of the most technically remarkable games ever made. The game asks players to understand the person they've spent hours hating, without asking them to forgive her, and without declaring anyone right or wrong. It's not a story about revenge. It's a story about what revenge costs, and about surviving what hatred turns us into. If love can commit someone unimaginable violence, can love also be the reason they finally choose to stop?
Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate you spending your time here with me. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps support the channel and lets me know you want more content like this. Don't forget to subscribe and join the community for more awesome videos and fresh uploads coming your way. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment below and let me know what you think, or what you'd like to see next. Your feedback means a lot. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care and see you soon.